Hello, this is David with entry number 422. You know what, I messed up the numbering again, so it could be a little different than that. I apologize. I got into a somewhat philosophical argument today on Facebook, and it wasn't, a negative argument, but it was more of kind of neutrality. If you can have a neutral argument, it really wasn't about proving a point more than it was arguing what the point is. And really, what I was arguing was, my point was, I should begin with, my friend was puzzled as to why some people say alphabets instead of alphabet, because the way he put it is alphabets, which is correct, which is incorrect, but alphabets in its correct use refers to systems, plural, systems of written language. So you can have Korean alphabet, German alphabet, Chinese alphabet. These are alphabets. Alphabet refers to the actual system itself. And if you use it like why doesn't this guy know his alphabets? He doesn't even know Z is the last letter of the alphabet. That's really not how to use it correctly, but some people refer to the alphabet as alphabets, and this was my friend's complication, was that he could not understand why some people say alphabets for alphabet, and why can't people understand that it is not alphabets, that it in fact is alphabet. In my position was that people don't like to think, okay? I'm saying generally. If you're watching this, I don't know, maybe you do, maybe you don't, maybe you don't know that you don't, maybe you don't know that you do, but most people don't like to do critical thinking, and that's what I mean by thinking, is critical thinking. And critical thinking can be kind of defined as asking why. And a lot of people don't like that. A lot of people don't like to ask, why is an apple sweet? Why is brown toast or browned toast better than untoasted toast? Why is the ocean blue or green, or sometimes a combination of blue and green? Why is it turquoise? People don't like thinking about these things. And the people that do are generally those who are kind of naturally inquisitive, and these people are not very many. There are not very many of these kind of people. If you think about it, I'm not exactly sure, but of the billions of people who have lived on Earth, hundreds of billions, we know of a select few that have asked, or famously asked, these questions of what are the four elements? What are elements? What are, how can I cure this illness? Why do some people act this way and not that way? There's only a few thousand of the billions that have ever lived. So that kind of, I think, as a barometer, or as a kind of standard, that can show you the kind of numbers we're dealing with in terms of those who like to think critically and those who just like to kind of float around and just live. And to be honest, there's nothing wrong with just being an average human. There's nothing wrong with that at all, to be honest. But society, as it is in the U.S. and the West, deems normality, averageness, it deems it evil or sinister, or negative at least, in the nicest way. We can't be happy and be normal is, I think, a message that is told to many of us. But why can't it be possible that someone be perfectly happy with being normal? And for me, there are times when I wish I could just be just this kind of bump on a log, this kind of average human that kind of doesn't question anything and just kind of rides on straight. Why can't I be like that? And I don't really know why I can't be like that, but I do know that there's nothing really wrong with that. But it does produce this kind of straightforward non-thinking, does create some kind of ripples with people who do have that kind of ability to think beyond the surface. And going back to my friend, he could not understand why some people can't just understand inherently that alphabets is incorrect. And I kind of likened it on his page to he's British, my friend, and in England and Britain, they say maths to refer to what in the US we call math. To be honest, I don't really think either way is right or wrong, because math is shorthand for mathematics. Mathematics is also shorthand for maths is also shorthand for mathematics. One is just shortening it slightly more than the other. So where is the disconnect between, or the disconnect is, the connection, not the disconnect. The connection is, you have maths, so why wouldn't it be alphabets? They're both two elementary subjects that we learn at a young age. They're both, relatively similar in that you learn them in the same place. So why not? And inherently, of course the answer is because it's not right. It's not that way. But to someone who never thinks of kind of questioning, why isn't it this simple? They just make the connection. Because I say maths, it should be alphabets. They're not thinking. They're just kind of going, that's right, that's it. But they're not really ever doing anything that, and I'm not saying it's wrong, or I'm not saying it's not right, or whatever, but what they're doing is they're not thinking critically. And you just kind of have to accept that there are a certain number of people in the world who refuse or will not put out the effort to think critically. And that's kind of where we kind of have to separate. I'm being neutral here. But I know there are many people out there who would hear this kind of talking and think that I'm some kind of, egotistical maniac, but that's not where I'm coming from. Not at all. So, anyway, thanks for watching. This has been entry number 422, I think. I will talk with you tomorrow. Bye. 423, possibly. Bye.